Sorry, guys. I tripped over my cord and I disconnected the USB cable. Thank goodness that my cable splits in half. If not, I would have damaged my USB port already. But crank is out. This is the oil pump shaft. You guys don't know what this is. This is actually the pretty much the mechanism that puts oil through your freaking VR6. This little bar. Pretty crazy. Um, so yeah, that has to be replaced. So yeah, that's a full teardown. Full teardown. Thanks for coming back. If you guys are just joining back in. So positive note, none of the main bearings are bad. Looking at them right now, I don't see any odd wear marks at all. Nothing to where I can point out and be like, oh, there's a problem, there's a problem. Nothing like that. So positive note is that it's very healthy. A very, very healthy block. So that's all good news for all of us, especially for my Patreon members chipping in to help build this car. So we're not seeing anything majorly bad. Saludos. Oh yeah, that's also everything that's gonna be part of the block that requires maintenance to be replaced. Tiny will be replaced. Just so you know. So definitely, I'll be looking to you for some more information and some advice, Tiny. Yeah, the intermediate shaft. Okay. Yeah, anything that pretty much that makes sense to replace, we're going to replace it. You know, I'm going to replace pretty much anything and everything that matters on these blocks. So please give any information or advice because I will take it. I will definitely take it from you guys. Believe me. Again, any advice is very, very beneficial for this build. Actually, for these two builds that we're going to be doing. So yes, I will take everybody's advice. And again, if it doesn't need to be replaced, but if it makes sense to replace it, I will replace it. Period. Plain and simple. And I'm going to do it just because, number one, I want this motor to be rock solid. So whoever wins this engine is going to beat the living crap out of it and not care for it failing on them. Obviously, maintaining it is going to be mattering, but I want them to enjoy the motor for years to come, not days or weeks to come, years to come. All right. So yeah, that's a full teardown. We took everything apart. You guys see everything on my table over there. It's all done, torn apart. So when we come back, when you see these blocks next, they're going to be machined. Heads are going to be built, or not built, but they're going to be machined. One of the heads is going to be like fully built. Yeah, we're going to do all the metal parts for sure. Dub Invasion, all the metal parts. I'm probably going to get them polished. I'm not going to use the factory 12 valve long runner manifold. I'm probably going to go to a short run manifold on this engine. So I'm definitely going to be changing a lot of what this engine is going to look like. So when you guys get to that point, you guys are going to notice it's going to be a very, very different looking machine in comparison to the previous, what it looked like from the factory. Yeah, we're going to be doing everything deleted. We're going to do a shave bay. We're going to do a shave engine bay, wire tuck. Again, full high compression, single radiator, not the double radiator setup. We're going to do a coolant ball delete, power steering relocation. What's it called? We're going to be doing all the proper upgrades on this motor. We're going to be going to a much, much bigger race aluminum. We're going to do a race all aluminum radiator. We're going to go to bigger radiator fans. We're going to keep the power steering. We're going to get rid of the AC, but we're keeping the power steering. Mark IVs with no power steering are hard to drive. They're super heavy. Yeah, Tiny. The Mark IVs have two radiators because they run hotter. They're a higher compression as well, so they got a little extra temperature. Um, so I'm gonna talk to some friends, figure out if we can run it with the single water pump and not require the secondary water pump. I know it's not required, but I want to make sure that when you guys drive it hard, I don't have to be concerned for proper cooling, because I know these engines get really, really hot. So we're gonna have to think about all that as we build along the way during this process. Yeah, no, I understand Dub Invasion, but I'm talking about for someone who has to daily drive this car. Not me, because I'm not going to be driving this car daily. Whoever wins the car, I want it to be kind of maintenance free on everything besides the oil changes for years to come. So I have to make sense of how I build this, how I take care of it and build it for whoever wins this car. So I don't want them to have a car that breaks down on them. Honestly, I don't. Nah, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that it broke down like 4 years or 5 years down the road, not not 2 months after I give it to them. You know what I mean? Um, so these are all things that we're planning. Um, we don't have a budget for this build. Pretty much the sky is the limit for this engine build. But remember, we're being smart. We're not going to just throw money at it. We're going to take our time and build it, you know, to your guys's platter, not mine. Okay? Exactly. It's not a pit my ride deal. Nice, nice, Dub Invasion. Um, so the two VRs that we're going to be building, one of them, again, we're just refreshing with all brand new internals and everything that we're going to do as much as we can new. This one is going to have new pistons, stock rods. We're going to do all ARP hardware, top and bottom, so it can hold and handle the beating that we're going to give it. Everything that's external will be replaced. It's going to be a fully, again, it's going to have all the smog equipment deleted. It's just going to be a motor. I'm going to figure out and do some research with a couple companies and figure out if it's beneficial to go to a short runner intake manifold versus a long runner, to see if there is any actual downside or upside of going short or long. Obviously, a tune, intake, exhaust system, for all of that, and upgrading as much as we can. The second motor, if I do it right and keep it at stock, we're probably looking at around $1,200 to $1,300 for the second motor. That's just a factory, like OEM refresh rebuild. If I shop for my parts correctly, it should be about $1,200, give or take, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. I could be wrong, which is very cheap in comparison to this one. Now that's just parts. I still don't know what it's going to cost me to do all the machine work on both engines. So freaking Lon, yeah, thank you. You're making me blush. So I still don't know what the machining is going to cost, but I know for a fact the machining on the high compression motor is definitely going to be a lot more expensive than the other motor. So I'm looking at least at $1,000 to $1,500 for just machine work, which isn't a lot of money if you think about. We're going to go oversize on bore, we're going to go oversize on valves, we're going to do it hot tanking, we're going to do a nice home. Everything's going to be perfect. So yeah, IE parts, if you're going to be rebuilding it for a lot. Oh, keep fighting, Turbo Toasty, Supple. Again, this is what I mean. This is real, guys. Just so you guys know, this is real pricing on rebuilding a VR6 either stock or built. So when you guys are all thinking about, oh, it's dirt cheap to build a VR6, it's not cheap, guys. It's way cheaper to build a 1.8T any time of day. Now, obviously, you're not going to be making the same power as a 1.8T, but still. Hell yeah, dude. Again, they don't make nowhere near as much power as a 1.8T. However, they are the best sounding engine, period, in the world. I'm not kidding you, man. This is amazing in any day. So we're going to make this one of the funnest and coolest builds we're ever going to have on this channel for a long time, because it's going to be very, very different. No, I'm not going to spend the money on the 3.6. This is a 12 valve VR build. We're not changing that. Yeah, we are going to port match the intake and exhaust. That's for sure. For sure, we are port matching everything. Again, we're doing all the minimal stuff that we can maximize as much gains as possible for a naturally aspirated engine. Again, we're not looking for high horsepower. We're looking for fun horsepower. And as long as we can make 200 to 220 ponies, I will be very, very happy with this car, because it's going to be very fun. Welcome back, Three Bowman. So, for everybody tuning in, well, we're about to leave. We're done for tonight. We fully disassembled pretty much a VR6 all in a day, and we got 2 VR6s that we will be building. So please stay tuned. Now, if you guys want to see this from start to finish, you have to become a Patreon. If not, you guys are going to be seeing it after, not when it's happening. Everybody gets to see it a week after we already done it on Patreon. So if you guys become a Patreon member for $5 a month, you guys will be seeing all these awesome new DIYs. Another thing too, for the Corrado, we got a lot of new DIYs coming as well. That's just straight for YouTube. For the Jetta, we're going to be doing a full custom interior. We're going to show you guys how to custom wrap the headliner, pillars. We're going to be doing an entire interior floor, doing door panels, a custom trunk lid. We're going to be doing a custom false floor. We got a lot of cool stuff coming very, very soon. So if you guys want to get your hands on these DIYs as soon as possible, become a Patreon member at only $5 a month. But besides that, if not, just wait a week and you guys will get the videos. Either way, you still get the videos after everybody else. All right? Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This awesome DIY today. A full teardown of a VR6 2.8 liter 12 valve. Next time you see this, this should be already machined and ready to be built. All right? Pinche messaged me for all your VR6 questions. I told my Jetta to buy a supercharge for my Cobra. Nice. You're welcome, Lise. You're welcome. All right, guys. Everybody else, have a wonderful night. Peace out. Be safe. Stay healthy. And as always, here at Pinche Al's Garage, if you see another fellow dubber on the road, give him a thumbs up. Give him a peace out. And always, we're going to break. We're going to fix. I'm going to repeat, because this is Pinche Al's Garage. All right? Good night, everybody, and aloha. Shaka, bruh. All right?